Pratham Shukrana Guru Maharaj for blessing us with this divine satsang and also giving us this wonderful opportunity of reading as well as listening to the Shivpuran. Last week we read chapter 15 and 16 of Rudra Samhita section 5. In this we read that Jalandhara was seated with his wife Vrinda, and there he saw the headless Rahu sitting in his assembly. Now he asked his preceptor Bhargava about it, and Bhargava remembered the lotus feet of Lord Shiva and told him the details of how this had happened. He told Jalandhara that once there was a very strong hero Asura named Bali, who was the great-grandson of Hiranyakashyap, and he had actually fought with the gods and defeated all gods including Indra, and all the gods sought refuge in Vishnu. Then at the bidding of Vishnu, the gods made an alliance with the Asuras to further their interests. Now all the gods and Asuras decided to churn the ocean as they wanted to derive the holy nectar or the Amrit. Now when they did that, they derived the nectar that was supposed to give them strength and prowess, but all the gods drank it deceitfully and Asuras were harassed. So listening to that story of churning of his father, Jalandhara was very upset. He was angry, and he sent an emissary, Ghasmara, to heaven, to Indra, to ask them about it, that why was his father churned like that, why were the jewels removed, and why was the Amrit taken away for the gods. Now, and he also, when the emissary went there, he told Indra about it. He also told that Jalandhara had directed the gods to seek refuge in him. Now Indra told the emissary that the reason ocean was churned because ocean gave refuge to mountains who were afraid of Indra and also enemy Asuras. That is why it was churned. Now the emissary went back and told Jalandhara about it, and Jalandhara was furious. Now, Asuras from all quarters came to Jalandhara in order to, make an army to defeat the gods. Now, they all went to heaven, and as soon as the gods got to know about it, they started preparing for a fight. There was a huge fight between the Asuras and gods. Now, Bhargava, was resuscitating the Asuras who were killed by mantra. And Brihaspati was resuscitating gods with a divine herb that was found on mountain Drona. Now, as soon as Bhargava saw that, he told Jalandhara to uproot this mountain Drona and hurl it into the ocean. Now, of course, Jalandhara did that. When Brihaspati found out that there was no divine herb as the entire mountain was hurled in the ocean, he asked all the gods to flee away in all directions, as now it would be extremely difficult to defeat Jalandhara. It was impossible because he was indeed a part of Lord Shiva himself. So hearing this, all gods, including Indra, they ran in all directions. Now, in the meantime, Jalandhara, along with all Asuras, including Shum Nishum, they came to Amravati, which was the capital of Indra's heaven, and all the gods, they went into a cavern of the golden mountain Meru. Now, once Jalandhara went into this cavern, all the gods were terrified, and they sought refuge in Vishnu and went to Vaikuntha. They gave their distressful story to Vishnu, and Vishnu decided to help them. Now Vishnu mounted himself on Garuda, and he, along with other gods, went to show his valor to Jalandhara, but he knew that he could not defeat Jalandhara was a part of Shiva, but he indeed wanted to show his valor, and there was a fierce battle between gods and Asuras. Today we will read further. We will read chapter 17, which is the fight between the gods and Jalandhara, and chapter 18, which is the conversation between Narada and Jalandhara. Today we do not have Hindi reading. The English reading will be done by Shweta Aunty. Enjoy the reading. Jai Guruji, Shukrana.
Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji for the seva. Chapter 17, the fight between Vishnu and Jalandhara. Sanat Kumara said, Then the heroic asuras hit and struck the gods, distressed and terrified, with the spears, axes, and clubs. With the bodies cut and pierced by the weapons of the asuras, the gods, including Indra, became distressed in mind by fear, and they fled from the battle. On seeing the gods fleeing, Vishnu hastened to the battleground seated on his vehicle Garuda. By means of his discus, Sudarshana, he diffused his splendor all around. He shone with the brilliant lotus in his hand and offered fearlessness to his devotees. Holding the conch, sword, mace, and the bow, the heroic deity was very furious. He was efficient in the battle, using fierce weapons. He produced the twangling sound from his bow and roared aloud. O sage, all the three worlds were filled with its loud sound. The Lord Vishnu, who was highly infuriated, cut off the heads of the countless asuras by means of the arrows discharged from his bow. Then the asuras, afflicted by the gust of wind, set in motion by the wings of Garuda in his speedy flight. His speedy flight were blown to and fro like the clouds in the sky, tossed about in a stormy whirlwind. On seeing the asuras afflicted by the gust of wind Jalandhara, the great asura became furious and terrified all the gods. Seeing Vishnu suppressing and pounding the asuras, the lips of the heroic asura throbbed, and he rushed at Vishnu to fight with him. The king of asuras shouted and roared, terrifying both the gods and the asuras. On hearing it, the ears became pierced. The entire universe, filled with the terrible shouts of the asura, Jalandhara, quaked. Then a great battle ensued between Vishnu and Jalandhara, the ruler of asuras, both filling up the sky with their arrows. O sage, gods, asuras, sages, and the siddhas were very much surprised at the terrible mutual clash between the two. Striking with a single arrow, Vishnu smote the heart of the asura. With innumerable arrow, he cut off the umbrella, banner, bow, and arrows of the demon. Seizing the mace with his hand, the asura jumped up quickly, hit Garuda on his head, and felled him to the ground. The infuriated asura, with throbbing lips, hit Vishnu in his heart with his sharp spear, diffusing its splendor. Vishnu laughingly split the mace with his sword. The destroyer of asuras twanged his bow and split him with his sharp arrows. Vishnu, the infuriated destroyer of the asuras, smote the asura Jalandhara with a very sharp, terrifying arrow. On seeing his arrow coming, the powerful asura cut it off with another arrow and hit Vishnu in the chest. The heroic Vishnu of long arms split the arrow discharged by the asura to the size of gingerly seeds and roared. The infuriated great asura fixed an arrow again to his bow and split the arrow of Vishnu. Vasudeva fixed another arrow to his bow for the destruction of the enemy of the gods angrily and roared like a lion. Biting his lips with anger, Jalandhara, the powerful king of asuras, split the bow of Vishnu with his arrow. The heroic asura of fierce valor, terrible to the gods, hit Vishnu again with the very sharp arrows. With his bow split, the Lord Vishnu, protector of the worlds, hurled his great mace for the destruction of Jalandhara. That mace, resembling a blazing flame, when hurled by Vishnu, moved with unerring aim and dashed against his body. Though hit by it, the great haughty Jalandhara did not move even slightly, as though he was hit by a flower garland. Then the infuriated Jalandhara, invincible in war, terrifying to the asuras, hurled a trident resembling fire at Vishnu. Immediately, Vishnu remembered the lotus-like feet of Shiva and cut the trident with his sword Nandaka. When the trident was split, the lord of the asuras leapt and rushed again, Vishnu, and hit him in the chest with his fist. Without minding the pain in the least, the heroic Vishnu hit Jalandhara in the chest with his firm fist. Then both of them, equally powerful, had a hand-to-hand fight, hitting each other with arms, fists, and knees. They filled the earth with reverberating sounds. Fighting with the asuras thus, for a long time, O excellent sage, Vishnu was surprised. He felt dejected in the heart. Then he, the foremost among the magic wielder, assumed a delightful aspect. He addressed the king of Asuras in a thundering voice. Vishnu said, O excellent Asura, you are blessed. You are invincible in war. Since you are a great lord, you are not at all afraid of even great weapons. Many Asuras have been killed by these same weapons in great battles. The wicked and haughty people have been pierced through their bodies and killed. O great Asura, I am delighted by this fight with you. You're really great. A hero like you has not been seen in 3 worlds, including the mobile and immobile beings. O Lord of Asuras, choose a boon. I am pleased at your valor. I shall give you anything, even that which cannot be given, whatever is in your mind. Sanat Kumara said, on hearing these words of Vishnu, skilled in magic, the intelligent king of the Asuras replied thus. Jalandhara said, O brother-in-law, if you are pleased, give me this boon. You stay in my house with all your followers, my sister and myself. Sanat Kumara said, on hearing these words of the great Asura, Lord Vishnu, the Lord of gods, said distressingly, so be it. Then Vishnu came to the city called Jalandhara, along with his followers, the gods and Lakshmi. Then the Asura Jalandhara returned to his abode and stayed very delightedly in the company of his sister and Vishnu. Thereafter, Jalandhara appointed Asuras in the authoritative post of the gods. Joyously he returned to the earth. The son of the ocean confiscated whatever gem or jewel the gods, Gandharvas or Siddhas had hoarded. After appointing the powerful Asura, Nishumbha, in the nether worlds, the powerful ruler of the Asuras brought Sesa and other to the earth, making gods, Gandharvas, Siddhas, serpents, Rakshas, and human beings the denizens of his capital. He ruled over the 3 worlds. After making the gods thus subservient to himself, Jalandhara protected them all virtuously, like his own sons. When he was ruling the kingdom virtuously, none in his realm was sick or miserable, or lean and emaciated or indigent. Chapter 18, the conversation between Narada and Jalandhara. Sanat Kumara said, when the great Asura was ruling over the earth virtuously, the gods were reduced to mere slaves. O great sage, the distressed gods mentally sought refuge in Shiva, the benefactor, the Lord of gods and of everyone. They eulogized the great Lord, the bestower of everything, and favorably disposed to his devotees by means of pleasant words. The great Lord, the bestower of all desires, to his devotees called Narada, and commissioned him with a desire to carry out the task of the gods. Then the celestial sage, the wise devotee of Shiva, the goal of the good, went to the gods in the city of Asuras at the bidding of Shiva. On seeing the sage Narada coming, the distressed gods, Indra and others, stood up. After bowing to the sage, Indra and other gods, their anxiety apparently manifest in their faces, offered a seat to Narada. After bowing to Narada, the great sage, who sat comfortably, the distressed gods, Indra and others, spoke to him again. The gods said, O excellent sage, listen to our misery. O merciful one, after listening to it, destroy it quickly. You are powerful and the favorite of Shiva. The gods have been routed by the Asura, Jalandhara, from their bodies and positions of controlling authority. Hence we are miserable and distressed. The hot-rayed sun and the moon have been ousted from their positions. The fire god and the god of death and guardians of the quarters have been expelled. The gods have been harassed by that powerful Asura. We who have been subjected to great grief now seek refuge in you. The great Asura, Jalandhara, who has suppressed the gods and who is very powerful, has made Vishnu subservient to him in the battle. Becoming subservient because of helplessness occasioned by the boon granted to him, Vishnu, who carried out our task, has now begun to stay in his place along with Lakshmi. O intelligent one, please exert yourself for the destruction of Jalandhara. You have fortunately come to us, and you have always been the person who can achieve everything for us. Sanat Kumara said, On hearing these words of the gods, the great sage Narada, the merciful, consoled them and said, Narada said, O gods, I know that you have been defeated by the king of Asuras, that you are miserable and harassed and have been deposed. There is no doubt in this that I shall carry out your task according to my ability. O gods, since you are in misery, I shall be favorable to you. Sanat Kumara said, after saying so and consoling the gods, the excellent sage went to the assembly chamber of Jalandhara to see the favorite Asura. On seeing the excellent sage, the king Jalandhara stood up and offered him a splendid seat with great devotion. After worshipping him duly, the surprised king of the Asuras laughed loudly and spoke to the excellent sage. Jalandhara said, O Brahmin, whence do you come from? What did you see here? O sage, what is the aim of your present visit here? Sanat Kumara said, on hearing these words of King Jalandhara, the delighted great sage Narada replied to him. Narada said, O Jalandhara of great intellect, O Lord of Danavas and Daityas, O Lord of the worlds, you are blessed. You alone are the enjoyer of all jewels. O excellent king of Daityas, listen to the purpose for which I have come here. I shall explain it to you. O Lord of Daityas, I had been to the summit of Kailasha casually. It is 10,000 yojanas wide. It has a grove of kalpa trees. Hundreds of kamadhenu are found there. It is illuminated by chintamani gems. It abounds in gold. It is divine and wonderfully brilliant. There I saw Shiva seated along with Parvati. He is fair-complexioned and exquisitely handsome. He has 3 eyes and the moon for his crest. On seeing this wonderfully great thing, a doubt arose in my mind. Can there be anywhere in the 3 worlds such a splendor as this? O Lord of Daityas, then the idea of your prosperity struck in my mind. Now I have come to you to see it personally. Sanat Kumara said, on hearing these words of Narada, the Lord of Daityas, Jalandhara, showed all his glory to Narada. On seeing it, the wise Narada, eager to realize the interest of the gods, spoke to the king of Daityas, Jalandhara, induced by the Lord. Narada said, O foremost among heroes, you have everything conducive to prosperity. You are the Lord of 3 worlds. What wonder that you possess this wealth? Big jewels, heaps of gems, elephants, and other adjuncts to prosperity flourish in your mansion. Whatever valuable thing there is in the worlds find a place here. O great hero, the most excellent of all elephants, Airavata of Indra, has been brought by you. The most excellent of all horses, Uche Shravas of the sun, has been brought by you. The celestial Kalpa tree has been brought by you. The treasure of Kubera and the aerial chariot of Brahma yoked to swan have been brought by you. Thus all excellent things available in heaven, earth, and nether worlds, O great Daitya, flourish in your mansion in their entirety. O great hero, I am highly delighted on seeing your great affluence consisting of diverse objects, elephants, horse, etc. But O Jalandhara, your mansion is deficient in the most excellent of all ladies. You deserve to bring that. O Jalandhara, one who possesses all excellent things but does not possess the most excellent of women does not shine. His life is rendered waste. Sanat Kumara said, on hearing these words of Narada, the noble soul, the king of Daityas, with his mind excited by passion, spoke as follows. Jalandhara said, O celestial sage, O Narada, obeisance be to you. O holy Lord, where is this most excellent of all ladies? Please tell me now. Wherever it may be in the whole of this universe, if such a lady exists anywhere, I will bring her here. Truth, it is certainly the truth. Narada said, Kailasha is very beautiful and it possesses all sorts of things conducive to prosperity. Shiva lives there, assuming the form of a naked yogin. His wife Parvati is exquisitely beautiful in every limb. She's charming and has all the characteristics of a beautiful lady. Such an exquisite, beauteous form has never been seen before. It incites the enthusiasm of everybody. It is highly wonderful. It fascinates even the yogins. It is worthy of being seen. It is conducive to great prosperity. This occurs to my mind. O valiant Jalandhara, that there is none more prosperous in the three worlds than Shiva, who possesses the most excellent of all ladies. Even the four-faced Lord Brahma, immersed in her ocean of beauty, lost his mental steadiness formerly. Who can be compared to such a beautiful lady? Even Shiva, reputed to be free from infatuation, has been won over by her womanly sports. Shiva, who is independent, has been subjugated by her. The prosperity that he enjoys, inasmuch as he indulges in dalliance with the most excellent of all ladies, has not come to you, O Lord of Daitya, though you are the master of excellent gems and jewels. Sanat Kumara said, after saying this, the world-renowned celestial sage Narada, pursuing his attempt to help the gods, departed from there by the aerial path. This concludes the reading for tonight. Jai Guruji, Shukrana for listening.